Hello and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm your host, Dr. Rita Louise, and thank you all for tuning into the show today. So I'm just going to preface all of this with it is storming bad here, and many times it'll mess with my internet. Not necessarily my power, but the internet, because I live in Podunk, Texas, and it's funky. So if I fritz out, I'll be done for the night, because I don't even know that I could reset up or reconnect. So I'm just giving you the 911, 411, whatever 11 that is, in case something happens. My lights have been kind of dimming in and out periodically, so, but I'm here, yay! And I'm not muted, and I'm streaming, and all of those good things. So it's good so far. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about kind of narcissistic things. Last week I talked about the life cycle of the narcissistic relationship. The week before that, I talked about gaslighting and cognitive dissonance. And so Joe, one of our regular people, asked if I would talk about empaths. And since my book is The Dysfunctional Dance of the Empath and Narcissist, I figured it would be good to talk about empaths, especially in this exploration about narcissism and narcissistic people and relationships and why they get involved with empath and stuff like that. And so, man, we already got the spammers in here. Hi, Rosie, go away. Anyway, so people that are empaths are identified as being highly sensitive people. Now, I'm not really sure where the line is drawn between being a highly sensitive person and being an empath, or if they're synonymous or one's further down the spectrum than the other. But in any case, a person that's an empath is much more sensitive to what's going on around them. That somebody posted, and actually I think it was Jody, or I posted and Jody commented on a meme that I put up that says empaths feel on a deeper level, not just emotions, but energy shifts, intentions, judgments. They just sense things. And there's a difference between being an empath and having empathy, even though people that are empaths often have a lot of empathy, but they're not the same thing. Being an empath is about feeling things on a body level. There are some people that suggest that empaths are psychic sponges, that their aura, their auric field, the energy, our personal space that surrounds our body tends to be porous, and it allows them to take in energy. I mean, I think that's a great way of kind of trying to describe it, even though from a metaphysical, energetic perspective, it's not really the case. But when they have these feelings, it's not just their own feelings, but the feelings of other people. So as human beings, we send, receive, and process information from the world around us. So one of the things we do that many of us are not even aware of is that we broadcast our emotional energy and our thoughts out into the world, like a giant tower. But in turn, we also have the ability to receive that information that's being broadcast out into the ethers. And so people that are empaths tend to be more receptive to that information. And so if they're around people that have good vibes, if they're in a place where it feels good and happy and loving, their energy is often uplifted. Even though there has been no change to what's going on in their day. In the same breath, if they're around people that got bad vibes, got bad mojo, they go into a place that has funky energy, like Walmart, it's a downer, and it's not that anything's happened. It's not that their emotions have shifted, but because they're in this vibration and their body is reacting to it. Uh, so when I was writing the dysfunctional dance book, I did a survey on Facebook in a group that I belonged to, and it was empaths surviving narcissistic abuse. And the survey, and there were, I forget how many thousands of members. It's a pretty good sized group. And so the question that I asked, because I wasn't really sure, was, and I asked the people, because I said, you're in this group, you obviously self-identify as being empathic or sensitive, and how many people came from a family of trauma? And clearly, over 85% of the responses, and I got like 1,300 responses. There were a lot of responses to my question. Clearly, 85% came from a household where there was some kind of abuse, narcissism, or so they experienced some kind of trauma growing up. And so the theory that I came from with it is, okay, so you already start out, you're born and you're a highly sensitive person, but you get born into this family where there's just a lot of stuff going on and you don't know what's going to happen day to day. You don't know if dad, when he comes home, has stopped at the bar on the way and had a few drinks and that other guy is going to turn up, or your mom is going to be one way or another. And so as a child, you learn to put out your feelers to kind of navigate the terrain as to whether you should just like go hide under your bed or go in the closet, or whether it's safe to come out or not. And if you think about it, if you're in that environment for 18 years, you have 18 years experience in feeling out the energy of other people so that you know a better way of navigating the world. So you get a lot of practice in, and I think everyone's had the experience when they've been around someone who has bad vibes, they end up feeling bad, or they don't really understand what's going on, or they feel uncomfortable and don't really know what to say. There is some kind of reaction. And for the longest time, and I mean the longest time, especially in a relationship, my strategy was to do things to make them feel better. What I discovered, a bit amiss, was that if I could do things to cheer them up, if I could do things to take them out of their bad place, then I didn't feel bad either, because now their energy was lifted and I didn't have to experience those uncomfortable feelings. Now, what I did discover that was not a good strategy. I mean, it worked. It really did work. But what it left you doing was kind of becoming a people pleaser and doing things that was going to make them happy or to heal them, with they're not really caring for the discomfort they're creating in you. And that's one of the reasons why narcissists really like empaths, is especially the unhealed empath. It's because the empath doesn't want to feel bad, and they will do whatever it takes to eliminate that feeling. Kind of like what I was doing, but that's the strategy they take. And many times they don't recognize that what they're feeling and what their experience inside is because they're receiving the bad vibes from the other person. And especially if you're an unhealed, or a wounded empath, someone who still has trauma, PTSD kind of controlling the programming in their lives, that programming tells them to stay. Sometimes, especially if you're in a relationship for a while, especially with a narcissist, hormones get get in the way. And I think I've talked about trauma bonding and the hormone cycle that can happen in a narcissistic relationship. And if I haven't talked about that, some of my regular people, Marco or Wendy, let me know, because that would be an interesting topic to talk about. Um, and the hormones, and so in order to kind of break this pattern, and again, we come back to that same topic that we keep talking about over and over again, paying attention to what's going on inside. When you pay attention to what's going on inside, you can begin to separate, this is me and these are my feelings, from that's you and that's your feelings. And so if you're not sure, like, I'm feeling cranky, or I'm feeling insecure, or I'm feeling whatever, separate yourself from the other person. Get up. If you're out somewhere, go into the restroom, maybe do some tapping, go for a little walk. If you're just there visiting, or, if you can do this, go home, and use that time to find your space. Because when you find your space, you can go, no, I'm in a pretty good mood, and all this stuff that I was feeling, it doesn't even make sense to me. So maybe it wasn't mine. And if this is something that you're dealing with on a regular basis because you are in a relationship with a narcissist, then maybe you will make a choice, or make a different choice based on that feeling. Maybe you're tired of feeling bad all of the time, but you can only do that when you find your space. And so I've had people ask me, well, what can I do to stop it? I'm tired of being so sensitive. What can I do to stop it? And you can't stop it, because it's just part of who you are. Now, you can, for limited times, kind of block the energy. Like, you can, hang on, I'm muting my other apps so they don't chime on us. Okay. You can, so you're going into Walmart, and you can kind of like put up your blinders and be like, okay, going into Walmart. And then go in. I have found that it lasts for about 15 minutes. So I got like a 15-minute window to go in, do my business, and get out. Before the protection barrier starts to fall down, and it takes a lot of energy to put up that kind of a barrier, and so to have it be there 24/7 is kind of impossible, but if you're in a situation where you're interacting with someone and you feel your energy being affected, and it's coming from them, you definitely can like put up that barrier. So I went to the Berkeley Psychic Institute, and one of the techniques that they shared, and it really does work, and it's going to sound really weird, is to put up a protection rose. All right, and I'm going to just use these glasses. And so you just imagine in your mind's eye that there's a rose sitting on the edge of your aura, and it's protecting it. The image I like to use is, talk to the hand. And in your mind, put your hand out, talk to the hand, because that distance is literally the distance to the edge of your aura, and you can use it to ground it and make it be more solid. Again, it only lasts for like 15 minutes without you like refreshing it. But that's usually enough time to kind of make a decision about, do I want to stay in this situation, or do I want to do something else? So, Marco, you kill me. I have to not look at the comments miscellaneously. So, so if you find yourself in a situation where at first you're like, la, 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 I feel good, and you start interacting with someone, or you go someplace and now you're starting to feel uncomfortable, then maybe you need to look to see, is this my energy, or is this not my energy? So if you would like to learn more about it, get a copy of my book, The Dysfunctional Dance of the Empath and Narcissist, or its follow-on book, Dang, It Was Me All Along, which is really funny. It's a good book. They're both good books. Anyway, I'm going to do my little announcement, and then I will go through, say hi to people, and then start doing readings. And while you guys are here, I would love it if you would share this video, while we're streaming, to your Facebook people or your YouTube people, so they would come and join the excitement, so I'd appreciate it. So if you've been to the show before, or this is your first time, and you get a little mini reading from me, that's not the whole story. There's usually deeper questions that we want to ask, whether it's a health related issue, a personal issue, you need some guidance or coaching in a certain area, so please go to my webpage, soulhealer.com, and schedule a one-on-one consultation. I would love to work with you and help you through whatever's going on in your life today. And while you're there, don't forget, sign up for my newsletter, and it'll keep you informed of all of the lives that are coming up. Also, and I'm going to throw this up this week, if you're interested in becoming an energy medicine practitioner, intuitive counselor, or medical intuitive, I offer an online training course, and you can get information at appliedenergeticsinstitute.com. That's appliedenergeticsinstitute.com. And you can go there and download my free 50-page Jumpstart Your Intuition Guide. Okay, let's turn this off, and I'm going to go say hi to everybody. And then once I go through that, if you would like a reading, just say, I would like a reading, and give me a number of 1 through 3. And I will shuffle the cards that many times for you and do the reading. Okay, so hi, Marco. Marco says hi. And we have Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for joining. And Miss Wendy's here. Hi, Wendy. And Veronica's here. She says, I'm driving. Veronica, be careful. It is nasty out there. Hi, Miss Amy. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bradley's here. Hey, Bradley. All right. Okay, I already said hi to you, Cindy. Hey, Jody. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions about the empath part, just ask below. We have Rose, who's trying to solicit business multiple times. Mary, hi, Mary. Marco, Amy, Ann Vaughn, something Fink. I'm not even going to try. Okay, so I'm going to come back to you. And Gina. Hey, Gina. Thanks for stopping in. Gina, put the URL or information about your show in the text box, and I will put that out there. And Christine, hi, Christine. Thanks for coming back. Don, my man, Don. Hey, Joe, did you hear the beginning of the show? I talked about empaths today, and I gave you props on it. And Eric, wow, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Eric, nice to see you. Okay, and so Gina Benstrom, her show is The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, and you can find that on YouTube, The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D. Get out of town. It's David and Lisa Rejos, or should I say Regis. That's it, Regis. Hey, guys. Man, this is like a family affair, except my family. It's just your family that's coming. And RLCC. Okay, so Marco, RLCC said he liked my hair before you did. Just saying. Okay, so I'm going to go. All right, there's Marco. I have good hair too. Oh, hey, Ricky. I love you guys. Okay, so there was kind of a question up here. All right, so if you would like to get a reading, it's time. Put, I'd like to get a reading, your number 1 through 3 down below. I'm going to read Ann's thing and see if I'm going to respond to it. Okay, you may wish to pass on this. A very disturbing thing happened down the road yesterday. A woman named Ashley shot her daughter and then drowned her son and turned himself in. Interesting, her uncle, one of 13 kids, bludgeoned his parents in 1999. Okay, this is really depressing. Something has to be happening in that family. Does a family member know what triggered this awful act by this 36-year-old mom? Okay, that's like a lot of information. So dealing with crime stuff comes just after not talking to dead people. I really work by people's names, and I don't know a woman named Ashley. I mean, I'm surprised that Ashley did not kill herself. I mean, I feel like there's some mental issue going on, but I get the feeling that she was just seeing that the world wasn't going to continue, or she didn't want her kids to suffer in the world coming ahead. And there might be something in that family, if the uncle killed somebody too. Yeah. Not something, looking at something like that is just not an energy I want to immerse myself in. So, yeah. I'm just going to move along and, all right. Okay, Dawn. Okay, so Dawn, you're the first up. Number 3. Gina, you're next. Oh, and then Joe says, I'm off and on, very bad weather here. Yeah, and I'm going to recap this here, that if I just flip off, it's bad weather here, and usually the first thing to go is my internet. So hopefully it will wait until 7:58 when I'm saying goodbye. All right, Dawn, let's see what you got going on. Oh, good card, Dawn. All right, so this is your card for today. Interesting, Dawn. So I don't know if you see this or you feel this. And so comment below if this is resonating with where you are. And I'm going to say right now, I'm just feeling like you're kind of tired. You've been in this like weird slump for a while. And I feel like you're just tired of it. And you've been kind of asking your higher self, your guides, God, whatever word you want to put there, what you're supposed to do and how do you move yourself out of that. And I feel like you've been getting some guidance, not like, Dawn, do this, but I feel like your energy is starting to shift and move, because I feel like what you've been putting out to the universe is, I don't want to do this anymore. And the universe is responding with, okay, well then let's try doing this. So let me know if that makes sense to you, but yay. Yay. I like it. Okay. All right, Gina's going to go see her family next week. But Gina, you're already east of the Mississippi. That's my rule. They got to be east of the Mississippi. Okay. All right, Gina, what do you got? All right, that's your card. Wow, Gina. So this is really kind of interesting. And I'm going to try to figure out. I mean, I feel like your family likes to attack. And I'll say it this way, for lack of a better way. I feel like they really affect you on a second chakra level. The image you keep showing me is like them pecking at your ovary, which is, but now I'm like touching your ovary, which is pecking at your female energy. But I'm going to even be clearer. I get the impression there's some disapproval about like what you do in life and where you're at and what you enjoy and blah, blah, blah. And so whenever you're around them, there's always that kind of sideways, I have to hide myself because if I don't, then I'm going to be the subject of their crap, you know. And I know, you know, that's true, you know. So, you know, sometimes when you know in advance that that's just how they're going to be and it's really not going to change, you can go in more prepared and just kind of be more of a fly on the wall, because I think it would just be easier to do that than want to feel like part of the family and be rejected over and over again. How's that? Let me know if that makes sense. Or you could just not go. I mean, that's always an option. Okay. And Cindy says, I always share Dr. Rita. Yeah, so everybody that came in late, you know, I would love it if you would share this live stream with your Facebook people or YouTube people, you know, so they can join us while we're moving along here. Okay. Bradley said, me to what Don said. Bradley says, I would like a reading one time. Okay, Bradley, one time. Okay. All right, that's your card for today. So it's interesting, Bradley, because I feel like people have been kind of driving you crazy, and you see there's an awareness on kind of your negative thinking about the whole thing, and you're trying to figure out how to navigate out of the negative thinking because you don't want to be negative thinking, but they really kind of annoy the crap out of you. You know, so one of the things that I've talked about, again, you know, do some tapping, stop, do some breathing, come to my house and mud and tape walls. That's always fun. You know, go wash the dishes, mow the lawn, you know, something that will shift your mind from thinking about those people to just anything else. I don't know. I just sense a lot of frustration around you for some reason. So, all right. All right. Yeah. So Joe said, of all nights, lost Wi-Fi due to storm. But Joe, you can always, the show is available on Facebook. It's available on YouTube. So you can always catch the beginning of the show. So Eric says, being empathic is a talent. Showing empathy is a learned skill. But see, I don't even really feel like being empathic is a talent. I mean, you know, it's just who you are. It's just who you are. Not anything. I mean, would you consider driving a car being a talent? I mean, I guess so, but we all can do it. Some of us better than other people. Okay. Oh. So Marco said that he said that I had gray hair first. I'm sorry if I missed it, Marco. Okay, so Christine says she would like to get a reading. Number 3. Okay, Christine. I'm mixing for you. All right, so that's your card. Interesting. So, Christine, I get the impression that there's a decision that I'm going to say you want to make, Um, it's just sitting there waiting for you to take the steps forward. You know, usually this card shows up and you've made a decision to take a step. You know, and I'm feeling like for you, you're on the edge of the cliff waiting to step over. Either that or you've just made the decision. And so if you there's this hesitation in you, like, well, should I do this? Shouldn't I do it? Should I do it? Just do it. You know, that's what I'm getting, is that you should just go ahead and take that leap of faith, because, well, it wouldn't show up in your cards if it didn't. Let me know what that decision is. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Did Gina? Cindy says she would like to get a reading number 2. Okay, Cindy. And again, you know, these are just little baby mini readings. And so if there's stuff going on in your life that you need to get some additional clarity, have some, more specific questions, need some guidance or insights about yourself, your health, your relationships, your family, please do go to my website, soulhealer.com, and schedule a private consultation. All right, Cindy, so this is your card. Interesting. So, Cindy, I get the impression that you have just let go of something. And what that something is, I'm not exactly sure. You know, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a belief. What I'm getting from you is this sense of newfound freedom. What I'm getting is it's like you can finally breathe. And that you can breathe. You know, and I feel like this has been pretty recent, because I'm not feeling like you fully recognize all that it entails and it implies. All you know is that it feels good. So let me know if that makes sense to you, and, maybe share what you just let go of. That would be great. Okay, so Lisa would like a reading. She didn't give a number, so I'm going to do a 2 for Lisa. Let me just clear these real quick. Okay. All right, and Lisa. At least we're not getting the same cards over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so Lisa, that's your card. Lisa, I'm sensing a lot of worry around you. I'm feeling like it's been hard for you to ground. Okay. So the message that I'm getting to share with you is what you're worrying about is not anything that you can control. And so that's really a big use of energy that you're expending in this worrying. So maybe just take a step back out of the situation and accept, allow, surrender to what's going on, because whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And it doesn't matter how much you worry about it, because it's going to happen however it's going to happen. Maybe trust that the universe is going to have your best intentions in heart. If you're going from the law of attraction point of view, what you're attracting is crap, versus trusting that the universe is going to bring you for what's for your highest good, which might make the outcome be better. I mean, that would be my hope. So let me know if that resonates with you down below, please. So Gina put family curse. I don't know, do you have a family curse, Gina? Or, you know, I'm not quite understanding that. Although when I do think of my family, except for my family members that are in here that I don't hardly see, I'm not quite sure. Okay, so Veronica would like a reading. Oh, let's see. She's all in love with Marco. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, Veronica, let's see what we got for you. That's your card for today. Veronica, I'm going to kind of stick with what I talked about, I think it was last week, about you kind of shifting your energy from like kind of a negative place to being more positive or neutral. I get the impression, you know, and I'm going to say it was yesterday, maybe today, that a situation occurred that you could have went right into that negative place, but I feel like you caught yourself and unwound it. And even though it kind of ticked you off, it didn't take you into like a really dark place. And so if you didn't notice that, I would love for you to acknowledge that you stopped the momentum, you stopped the forward movement of that thought process, and it didn't take you into a really bad place. So let me know. Let me know what you think. But good job. Really good job on that. Okay, so. All right, Amy. Miss Amy says, I would like a reading 3, please. I want to sleep well tonight. Okay. Okay. And you want 3. Okay, one more. All right, so I'm starting to flip Fritz in and out on my end. And so if my stream ends, I'm super sorry, everybody. But go to my website, soulhealer.com, and schedule a private consultation. What I got when I was bringing this up was that it might not be a good night. And I'm not feeling like it's going to be from your worry. I'm feeling like there's other stuff that's going to be going on that might be interfering with your ability to sleep. And I think you understand what I mean when I say that. Okay, so this is going to sound so terrible, you know, but I'm just wondering if some medication would help. It's that not only you got a good night's sleep, if you understand what I mean. Yeah. So I would be prepared. I would be emotionally prepared for perhaps a bit of a rough night tonight. Not horrible, but just where you're not going to get a lot of sleep. So, or as much as you would like. Okay, so Veronica wants to know, is this antibiotic better? I switched. Thank you. Yes. Yes, you are using like 70% is being accessible to your body, where last week that antibiotic was like not doing anything, which was kind of weird. So yes, much, much better. Much better. All right, and then Gina says, yes, yes, perfect. And then Jody says, I'm in a rift with a sibling. Do you see this resolving anytime? I'm going to assume it's one of your siblings and not, well, I guess sibling would be brother and sister, and we're not like that related. So, Jody, the pattern that I get is that it is usually you that backs off and looks to reconnect in the relationship, and you're the one that usually apologizes in situation and backs off and goes along ish with this sibling, this family member, but I feel like you're kind of tired of it. And so that really is your choice. I feel like if you're not, and you were here for the beginning of the show, it's kind of like you feel uncomfortable when you're interacting with this person. And so you will do things in order to not feel that discomfort. But I feel like you're tired of feeling the discomfort. So then the choice becomes, do I continue engaging this person in the same way, or do I make a different choice? Now, I feel like if you're not the one looking for resolution, then resolution will not happen, because I don't get the impression that they back down. So, the timing is yours, but then the integrity is yours. So I think you need to decide, whether you want to be the one again to be the healer and be the fixer in this situation, because I don't get the impression that they will. All right. Gina says, my grandson's baby too got to go and have also help my good daughter. Okay, cool. Bradley said, thank you. And then T. Smithmeyer. Hi, T. Smithmeyer. You are a new name. So I would like to welcome you to Thursday Night Live with Dr. Rita Louise. And that's me, Dr. Rita Louise from soulhealer.com. And I would love to give you a reading. So let me mix these cards up a little bit and see what they have to say. Okay. And this is your card. Okay, so T, I'm feeling like you're, and the word I'm going to use is experiencing fatigue. I feel like you want to move forward, that you want to use your energy in relationship to things, which is a very third chakra energy. But I'm feeling like that it's really weak, which is not your normal state of being. And the way many people experience that is as fatigue. And so I was looking at your adrenals, and I mean, there's some adrenal stuff going on, but I'm also noticing that your kidneys seem a little bit inflamed. So I'm wondering if addressing your kidneys, maybe by taking some turmeric or some oregano oil, or I just got turned on to this new stuff, black currant seed oil or black seed oil. It also is very much like oregano oil, but it seems milder and gentler to the body. Has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, as well as antibiotic, antimicrobial, etc., etc. When we use a lot of our energy to move forward, it will affect that kidney adrenal complex. And while I'm not feeling your adrenals per se being lit up, your kidneys look lit up. So it wouldn't surprise me if you had some discomfort back here, kind of in the middle of your back. But doing some adrenal support, doing some kidney cleansing, a traditional kidney cleanse is drinking 16 ounces of water with a whole lemon squeezed into it. The water needs to be warmed hot. First thing in the morning, before you drink coffee, before you do anything else, drink that down to cleanse out the kidneys. So I hope that helps, or if it makes sense. So we have Sebastian, another first-time person. Hi, Sebastian from Peru. And let's see what he has to say. I want to get a reading, please. Okay, Sebastian, I will give you a reading. Okay, so this is going to be interesting when I get there. Okay, Sebastian, you didn't give me a number, so this is how many times I'm going to do it. Okay, and so this is your card for the day. So Sebastian, this is really interesting, and I'm really liking this. So I get the impression that, and I'm going to say recently, the last week, maybe a couple of weeks, it's kind of like you've had this brainstorm idea, like you had a breakthrough on, something you've been working on, or, I don't know. I just feel like there's been this revelation or insight, and you've been following it instead of denying it. I feel like you haven't quite figured out how to get there yet. And so you're kind of traveling down this new road because it does feel like this new thing, but you're trusting it. And I feel like that's the most important part, is to trust it. And so if you're moving and you're trying to decide, well, should I do this or should I do this? Pick the thing that feels the best. Sometimes fear will come up and it's like, well, it doesn't feel very good. And so sometimes you have to separate out, well, it doesn't feel good because I'm scared, versus it doesn't feel good because it's not good. So let me know what you think. Does that make sense for you? When I do these readings, I always love to get feedback. It is very strange to just sit in front of a computer and pull a card and just like go blah, blah, blah. So it always is very validating to me to hear something back. Okay. So Christine must have liked her reading because I got a heart. Okay, so this says, want a reading for Lisa. Dave, and I guess David wrote that, significant other. Duh. Her dad passed away last month. Okay, so David, I'm just going to say this. I will pull a card, but I don't talk to dead people. You don't come enough, so you don't know. I don't talk to dead people. That's my number one rule is, or I have two rules on the show. I don't talk to dead people. That's number one, and I don't predict the future. So I'm just saying that. But I will pull a card and see what it has to say. And this is for Lisa. Okay, good card, nice, pretty card. I mean, what I got right away is I'm free. Okay, and I don't, let me know if this makes sense, but I'm feeling like Lisa has some guilt around the whole situation, like she didn't get to say goodbye, or there's some unresolved issue that happened, or did an issue between the two of them that didn't get resolved. And it's okay to grieve that. It's okay to realize that, what you would have liked or what you would have done isn't going to happen. I mean, it happens to all of us. All right. Even though I don't talk to dead people, he wants her to know that he loves her and he doesn't feel like there was anything that needed to be resolved or sorted out. And I feel like he was content with his passing. So let me know if that makes sense or if that works for Lisa. Oh, all right. I already did you. All right, Sebastian. Didn't I just do you, Sebastian? Okay. Okay, so if you guys say you want a reading, this is just for future. If you want a reading, if you don't put that number, I'm just going to do it. And so if you come back and say number 4, it's too late. I probably have already done the reading. Okay, so Cindy says, yes, thank you so much. Just let go of negativity in my life and believe what I'm feeling. Yay, yay. And Janet says, thank you. And then Cindy says, P.S. Love you, Dr. Rita. Love you too, Cindy. Thank you. I love you. I love you guys that you come and hang out with me every week because I really enjoy doing this. And I love hanging out with you. I even like hanging out with Marco. I mean, mostly because he says I have good hair. But yeah. And he says, Amy has a nice smile. He says, we all love Rita, what she does. Don't forget to upvote and sub. Yeah. And Amy says, thank you for the heads up. Really appreciate that. Well, and Amy, now that you have the heads up, it won't be so annoying. How's that? Okay. And then Jody said, so true. Yay. Thank you. Eric is finally here. Eric is in the house. And Jody says, oh my God, you were spot on. It is just so weird doing this because I'll do a reading for someone. And by the time I'm on to the next person, I don't even remember what the heck I said. So I'm glad I'm spot on. But Jody, this is what I do. And you don't know how much I appreciate you coming, David coming, because my family never shows up here. So, okay. So Nan, I think you're a new person too. Hi, Nan. Thanks for coming. And Nan thinks I'm too funny. It's just how I fly. Okay, so Nan, I'm going to give you a reading. And we're going to go with this shuffle right here. Uh-oh. You got the mass card. So a mass card usually comes up, and it is the only card that I go, this is what it means. But it usually comes up to say that there's an energy you don't want to look at, that's blocked, that you're not paying attention to. And I will usually pull cards until I find a card that clears. I have to tell you guys, that doing this show, I only come up with 1 or 2 cards before it clears. I've done readings for people where I pulled 10 cards or 12 a lot of cards. And I'm like, and this is all the crap that's sitting in between you and resolution. So this is the card that's sitting underneath it. And so this is the one I'm going to read. But there's something blocking you from having this. Okay, and this is Nan. Ooh, Nan. So when I look at your energy, one, you're showing me that your stomach seems really upset, like you've been having some refluxy kind of thing. I sense this really nervous energy around you. Now, I almost don't even want to talk about this on air, but I just feel like you just want to get away, you want to escape, the situation that you're in is pretty toxic and maybe even hostile. I feel that a lot of fear around you. It makes me worry about you because it just doesn't feel good. And what you want is to get away. You want to get away. And so if that's the case, if you're in a situation where you're feeling that strongly that you want to get away, then you might need to sit down and take a step back and start working on an exit plan of how you can get yourself out of this situation, because it seems complicated and convoluted and not something that you're going to be able to pull together in a day. So take your time and work through the steps that you can move on to something that'll make you happier and freer. So let me know if I'm hitting on that one, please. Okay. So T says, thank you. My mom, Cindy, loves watching you. Hey, Cindy. All right. So Kim says, miss me some Rita time. Hey, Kim. And I saw about like the other munchkin. Oh my God, you have like a munchkin thing going on. All right, so now we have another spammer that I'm just going to ignore. And then Dawn said, did I tell you my mom was a psychic? So living at home was a bit dicey. If I did something wrong, she thought she would spank me so hard with a hairbrush or a wooden hanger and broke it on me after I could not wear shorts to school, 2nd to 5th grade. Dawn. Okay, well, that really kind of sucks. But, you know, being a psychic don't mean that you're a psycho. So, you know, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, on that one. All right. T says, thank you so much. Very appreciated. Well, I hope that that worked for you. Let's see. What does it say? Okay, so we have Queen Renee, whoever the hell that is, nosing in on here. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, so all right, Queen. Man, I'm getting spammers tonight. Spam, spam, spam. All right. All right, so Sebastian says, thank you so much. I'm trying to have good choices in my job actions. Cool beans. Nan says, how do I get a reading from Dr. Louise, please? Well, all you need to do is go to soulhealer.com. That's soulhealer.com and reach out to me via the contact page and we can set up a time. There's pricing information on the webpage. It's really easy to do. I do have openings. Today's Thursday for next week. So if you want to set up a time for next week, just let me know. Usually afternoons are the best. Afternoons Central Time. So, okay. But yay. All right, where was I? Veronica says, thank you, relieved about meds and glad I made a good decision. Yep. Mary said, I lost the feed. Nat says, who is Eric? I don't know. I mean, there's my friend Eric, but okay, let's see. So Jody says, Ricky Regis, Ricky Regis, #1. Got to say it that way or else I ain't right. All right, I'm going to clear the card for you, Ricky. Oh. Hey, Ricky, Linda is supposed to be coming to Texas in August to visit me. So if you would be interested in coming out this way and come and stay in my thermically challenged house, you guys are more than welcome because I'm pretty sure they're staying in a hotel and I got plenty of room in my thermically challenged house. But anyway, sometime in August, and so let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I'll kind of keep you in the loop. Okay, #1 for Ricky and Jody. Well, not for Jody, but just for Ricky. Ricky. Okay. Okay, Ricky, that's your card for this week. So this is interesting. So I get the impression that you're trying to, and the way that I want to describe it is you're wanting to move forward in your life, come up with a new direction, so to speak. But I'm feeling like all you're getting is a lot of confusion right now. You know, and I feel like there's a conflict. There's what you think you should be doing. And and I'm going to kind of add on to this, and this is me just adding on, that there is kind of a money piece tied to that versus you doing what feels good and feels right to you and having that be the payoff by itself. And so, like, I mean, I do this work, and if I didn't trust that this was going to be something, I mean, I didn't know that this was going to be something. I had a regular job for a long time before I let go of that, and that was way more than 10 years ago. And so maybe find something that satisfies your soul, because many times, especially if you have an entrepreneurial spirit, the thing that satisfies your soul is the thing that you can turn it around and figure out how to monetize it. Let me know if that makes sense. And let me know about August. I mean, it's not 100%. I don't have any dates, but let me know. Okay. And then Nan says, mash cards yet. And then Eric says, we have a high spirit audience. And Victoria is here, better late than never. And I'm like running over time. Okay, so there's a bunch. Okay, so since I saw it, Victoria, I'm going to pull your card, and you're going to be my last one. See, because I love you guys, even though I'm 2 minutes over. Two whole minutes over. Okay, and I'm going to do a 3 for you. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is the card that came up for you. So when I do these little card readings, I'm looking at kind of like, where's your energy right now? I'm not looking into the past. I'm not looking into the future. I'm not, if I've known you for a while, if I've done a reading for you in the past, I maybe have more information, that I've looked at other times. But I'm getting that this is like very present. I'm just feeling like you're just kind of irritated, and you just want everybody to go away, and you just want to kind of isolate yourself and maybe pour yourself a glass of wine and just kick back and resolve. Okay, so I guess I should read the question. I'm just wanting to know if my daughter will reach out and contact me anytime soon. Okay, thanks if you can. Okay, I'm not getting that hit. I'm going to say it this way, Victoria, you need to work on the hurt that you're experiencing because of your daughter so that you can reapproach her in a neutral place. I mean, I feel like, the disagreement was stupid, and both of your egos got kind of puffed up and started battling with each other. And so somebody's ego needs to take a step back. So if that's something that you can do, if you can let go of the hurt from what happened, then you might be able to get her to rejoin the fold. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so if you would like to schedule a private consultation with me, please visit my webpage, soulhealer.com. That's soulhealer.com. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter while you're there. You can also get copies of my book, Dang, It Was Me All Along, The Dysfunctional Dance of the Empath and Narcissist, and Avoiding the Cosmic 2x4, plus more, including articles, videos. There's tons of stuff there. You can also download my free 50-page guide from the Institute of Applied Energetics on my website, soulhealer.com, or by going to my sister site, AppliedEnergeticsInstitute.com. That's all about learning to become an energy medicine practitioner, intuitive counselor, or certified medical intuitive. So you guys, our time's up for today. You know I love you. I will see you all next week. Till then, I'm Dr. Rita Louise. I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live. Be blessed.